Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and since you guys enjoyed the last top 500 video so much, I decided, you know what, I'll do another one, and this time I'm doing Lucio, because I feel like Lucio is a character that a lot of people can play, but a lot of people really don't play to as well as they could, or miss out on some of the stuff that they could be doing, so hopefully this can help you a little bit. As well, yeah, this is just one of my favorite players that plays this guy. I think he's really amazing. He can show off a lot of really good stuff about the character. Now, of course, we're here on Volskaya, and the first thing I'd like to say that I really do enjoy what he's doing is that he's staying quite far back. Now, for some reason, I feel like a lot of players that are playing Lucio in this position would stay next to that Reinhardt, would stay next to that Roadhog. Of course, he jumps here so that he could give him the speed boost, but then he goes back. But yeah, for most part, I feel like a lot of people would stay really, really close up. But as you see, he's trying to stay back, and even when he is kind of next to them, he's really far behind them. He doesn't want to give the enemy team a chance to pick him off. When you are playing that defensive Lucio, don't get the ability to get picked. Of course, if you're playing offensive Lucio, you can stay pretty far up, but yeah, in this situation, it's a good idea to stay back. As well with that, a nice thing that we saw right there is that he was actually going for that Genji, trying to speed boost towards him, trying to deal as much damage as possible. You don't really have to be afraid of Genji and the like, as Lucio does actually kind of counter him if he can't burst you, as you just do a lot of consistent damage, and his burst, if he doesn't get it all out, he has some problems against you. Now, one of the things that I really do like greatly about this guy's gameplay and just about him as a player is that he really does say words a lot. He talks to his team and tells them really kind of the advantages that they're doing, the disadvantages, kind of what he wants to go on when the situation does seem right, just kind of what he's spotting. And I feel like that is a very important thing to do as a support, as you see a lot right here. There's really not much outplay that he could do. I mean, he's kind of just shifting there. He's kind of just waiting there. He's hoping that he won't die, but in some situations as the supports, you're just kind of hoping, just kind of waiting, and yeah, I mean, there you go. But in all that time, you have time to talk to your team, to try to make those shot calls, and to try to help your team, you know, decide what to do. As far as right here, once again, he does get really far behind his team. He stays up at a nice angle, and again, since no one has any damage, he goes into that speed boost. That's something that I feel like is really cool about this player. What a lot of people do is that they will just kind of stay in speed boost forever and never switch, or they'll stay in healing forever and never really switch. He shows a really good medium of that. When your teammates don't really have any damage, and, you know, when they're just doing fine, you can go into that speed boost mode, you know, run around, help your teammates position where they need to be. While at the same time, if your teammates have a lot of damage, you can switch out. Right here, we saw a very, very aggressive Lucio play. I'd say he just kind of got unlucky, jumped in the wrong place at the wrong time. Probably should have been sliding on the wall instead, because that's a little bit safer. But yeah, you know, that worked out, you know, decently. And we saw some offensive Lucio right there. And that's something that you should try to kind of think about. Where can you get kills as this character? As well, a really nice play that we saw right there is the fact that Lucio, if you use your ult, if you jump and speed boost yourself, you can kind of jump around walls. And when you do that, the ult will actually apply to your teammates after you land on the ground. And even a few seconds after, where the sound waves actually, you know, end up appearing. So you can do it very, very safely. Okay, we saw right there, he went pretty offensive. Unfortunately for him, though, he did jump off the point. Just, you know, sometimes he could have stalled a little bit more, could have stayed on the point. You know, really kind of just a mistake right there. But it would have been very good if he could have killed that Lucio and his teammates would have, you know, stalled for a bit of time. He could have helped his team while the enemy team is -1 Lucio. That's kind of just a shot call they have to make. Try your best, and yeah, we can see that it would have worked out if his teammates would have done a little bit better, but still worked out pretty decently anyway, and they got a decent amount of time on the clock. Now, from here, we see them going up. He's staying, you know, kind of just with the team, waiting to, you know, block a little bit of damage. He's switching over and over between that healing, between that speed boost. Honestly, it just takes a while to learn. Of course, right there, he also does shout out really, really quickly. There's a Reaper behind us. He turns around. He tries to attack him a bit, and also tries to jump out of the way. As we can see with this guy's movements, really, he's jumping all over the place. He's getting to where the enemies can't really hit him way too easily. And right here, he's just speed boosting people through. Now, a nice play that they're doing right here is that they're trying to get a bit of a height advantage. Unfortunately, some of them are taking really big damage, but it's nice. Sometimes pushing through the middle, you know, it isn't always the best idea, and getting that height advantage can be really, really great. From here, you know, they're just kind of waiting, seeing what's going to be happening. A cool thing that he's doing here is that he's trying to get the height advantage again, and trying to stop this other person from actually attacking his team. If he didn't go up there, and if the D.Va didn't go up there, well, that soldier could have tried to jump down, maybe pulled off some jank, or at least maybe charged his ult a lot more. In the situation that they got, you know, it was really great. And yeah, the speed boost, the healing, all that really went together with his teammates as well. The callouts led to a very, very quick push on the first point. And then on the second point, they're doing what every one of you guys should be doing, and that's if you know, get the first point really quickly and get a lot of damage on them, jump as fast as you can to that second point and try to just kill them. Try to get your ult off and take him out. He goes really, really offensive. A really nice play right here, and tries to actually kill the enemy support. Now, some of the teammates are, you know, kind of getting a bit of damage, but you know, whatever. He's doing pretty well. Unfortunately for him, he's not getting the most healing right now, but it's just because his positioning was kind of on the wrong side. Still pretty good though, and we saw a really nice play about going behind the map. You don't always have to follow the map's curves. You can go behind it, you can go around it, and especially now that you can jump backwards, it'll be even better. Right there, he got an unlucky boop. Normally, you know, you just kind of want to follow what he's doing, trying to boop opponents off, trying to do a little bit extra damage with that boop. But yeah, sometimes you can kill your teammates. Let's try not to do that in the future. As far as what goes on from here, though, they're just trying to get some poke. They go for the Ana, but he sees that the Ana is probably going to be dead anyways, so he decides to continue down the rampage, maybe trying to get behind the enemy, maybe trying to just get a little bit of damage. It wouldn't really have done anything if he just waited next to the Ana, so I'd say that was honestly a good idea. Again, he jumps up, he sees that soldier up there, he has his ultimate up, so he knows I really can't take way too much damage, and he can play really quite safe. Often you can play quite aggressive, but still quite safe as Lucio. As you see, until he got ulted, for a lot of the duration of this time, he's very close to the enemies, you know, on offense at least. He's close to the enemies, he's dealing a lot of damage, but he still seems to be very safe because he knows when to go in and when to go out. He's not always sticking with his team. When his, you know, health gets a little bit low, about 100%, he starts to get back a bit, and then usually it'll go about 20 health, and then, you know, he'll still be living though. And he'll start to heal himself up. As well, a thing that I'd really like to mention is the fact that when he's at low health, he doesn't always use his healing. Sometimes he uses his speed boost in order to get out. Speed boost, you know, with your E, it can help you a lot more sometimes than actually using healing, especially if you can dodge projectiles. From here we see a bit of Jake. That's actually a pretty good strategy at times. If the opponents aren't seeing you, you can get that nice AoE. I think what he's trying to do right here also, at least when the game, you know, goes on a little bit more, is try to bait people a bit away from the Ana when it'll actually begin, if he continues to do this, as they'll probably want to focus a little bit more on this Lucio that's over here than the Ana. But I guess he does decide to go back. That's a thing that you can do, but it is pretty risky. Yeah, he just decides to go back, waits right here. As you see again, as well, he's always going for that damage. Something that you should be doing, just try to get damage to Lucio. Honestly, he isn't the highest damage support, but he's one of the most consistent damaging supports because you really don't have to pay attention, and your damage has a pretty good hitbox. It's not that hard to get your damage in, and especially try to go for those headshots. They can work pretty well too. Right here, he's going for that speed boost. A nice thing that he did right there is that after the Roadhog hooked and shot, your teammate Roadhog, he booped the enemy Roadhog away. That's amazing, as it makes it that the enemy Roadhog doesn't get a good shot on your own Roadhog. It's a little bit harder for them, while your Roadhog gets enough time to shoot again very soon. Alright, here, another cool thing that he does is that he decides to speed up the Reinhardt instead of just instantly healing him. Gets him close to the health pack. Of course, he's kind of switching in and out. But yeah, he goes for that. And then he's walking back. This is something that you guys should probably do. If you have these really slow characters or a few people that you want to get back to the field at a time that you think you can get them back to the field fast enough before the enemy goes for a big push, go for it. Give them that speed boost and you can get in really, really quickly. It does take a bit of time to learn when to do it, but essentially if you get 1 or 2 picks, you can often go back, recover your own guys, go like halfway between, and then get back. And just have your team try to, you know, play very, very defensively, don't get picked. And yeah, it worked out really well for them right here. They have a lot of sustain, all their heroes are up, all the supports are up, and they're just dealing a lot of damage overall. There's not really way too much that's bad that's going for them, and him getting that Roadhog back faster and the Ana back faster did seem to help a lot. Now, one thing that's also happening is that he's just getting, you know, slept out a lot. I guess he could be playing a bit further back at some of these points. He's jumping a tiny bit ahead of his team sometimes, and the enemy Ana is honestly just playing really well, getting those nice sleep darts. But cool thing about what he's doing is that even though he's getting sleep darted a decent amount, he's still kind of next to his teammates and his tanks so that they can kind of block the damage that would normally instantly burst the Lucio. You know, Reinhardt can still right-click that. He can just body block it. And a similar thing with D.Va. They really can just stop the damage that would happen to your Lucio. Back to right here, though. He goes for that Genji. A thing that I will say that happens to pretty much everyone that's decent at the character or that plays Lucio quite a bit. They don't just run away. They don't just hide. They go quite ham. One unfortunate thing that he should have done right there, instead of jumping and then ulting, if he would have just ulted, his ult would have came out faster and he probably could have saved himself. And as well, he probably shouldn't have jumped off the roof and went for his ult. That makes it take a lot longer. Luckily for him, his team kind of cleaned up. It didn't work out way too badly, but that's a thing that you can do. You know, everyone makes mistakes and you can still do really well, even if you make a few mistakes here and there. Right here, you know, they just went around the back, got that Ana, getting back up to their teammates, speed boosting their teammates up, and again, their teammates are doing pretty well. They're getting a lot of picks, and as we see, I just want to mention this, you know, again, if you look at the top left, this guy's talking all the time, and his teammates are talking all the time. I feel like, really, they're talking a lot, simply because of the fact that he kind of started up a conversation. He started up, you know, talking about what they should do, where they want to go, you know, who's low on health, who to pick. It does seem to be working out really well. As we can just see on this point, they're being able to hold it for an insanely long amount of time. Now, something else that I would also like to mention is the fact that he's really looking out for his teammates and looking around at his teammates. when he sees that, you know, someone isn't right in front of him, he's kind of turning around, looking at them. As we saw right there is a great example with the Roadhog. He saw that the Roadhog was getting hit and decided to go and try to help him. All right, here we see that speed boost. Unfortunately, it doesn't save him this time, but yeah, that was a really good idea by them. And then, of course, his team, again, does pick up the rest of the weight after he died. Because, really, he had done quite a bit. He saved his teammates. He really did good enough for his job that he was supposed to be doing right there. You have to remember that you just have to do the best you can. You don't have to, you know, 100% never die, always win, always make the 100% best plays 24/7 to get to the highest rank. You just have to play better than the other, you know, players to a specific degree, and you should be doing well. We see right here he's moving up a little bit more. Genji's getting a bit more kills than him. And we can see that Genji doesn't really get countered by Lucio. If he gets that burst, Lucio dies. But yeah, if Genji can't get that burst, it's kind of the other way around. So you can see how kind of jank it is. Right there, I think we got a weird thing where he right-clicked the Ana right into that Reinhardt. I would say that's kind of like a jank moment, but you can actually do that quite often with some other characters. Push people off cliffs, stay next to your teammates, and really just kind of want to get people close to your tanks, I'd say. A lot of people don't realize the benefit of, you know, right-clicking and booping people towards your tank heroes. Tank heroes normally don't have as much of a range, and they really do benefit when the enemy team is right up next to them. So maybe go for that. It can really actually help you quite a bit, just getting a better distance on the enemy. Now, as you see right here, they're just continuing to talk. Really, nothing's going on quite too much. You know, practicing that tech skill, jumping around the wall. And I'd also say, do try to actually jump around the wall. Get used to that tech. And when, you know, the backwards wall riding came out, try to get used to that also, as it's a little bit hard to do. Right here, we see 3 tanks. I think, yeah, we see 3 tanks, you know, the kind of meta right now. He goes for that speed boost, tries to get people in, and as well with that, he tried to get that Roadhog out. You do want to switch that out. He could have instead went for that healing, but honestly, getting his teammate out is probably better than hopefully healing them faster than the enemy can do damage, because Lucio's healing isn't way too great, and it's a little bit better for that damage. And as well, you have to remember that Lucio's speed boost is often a lot more useful to his tanks than actually his healing. The tanks have a lot of health, they have a lot of sustain, they have Ana to heal them, but that speed boost, no one else has anything like that. You can get your tanks close to the enemies, and you should really go for that. We finally see an amazing push right here. Everyone just jumps in. They just kind of go as a team, and they're all talking in their voice chat. You know, the Lucio's playing at a very safe distance. He does take quite a bit of damage, but again, he takes just enough damage where you're soaking up a bit, but he's not actually dying from it. So I'd say, honestly, the perfect amount. And that's pretty much how this game went. Honestly, very good positioning, very good healing / switching, a lot of good damage, and as well with that, amazing team play and amazing team coordination, which I think honestly made his team win. And that's all I'm really going to say about this replay. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what future character you'd like to see in the future, and I'll try to go through whoever I really want to go after, and whoever gets the most upvotes. Whoever gets the most upvotes is probably going to be there for the next time. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see any more future content like this or any future tips. And as always, have a wonderful day.
I instantly died from that reaper roll.